Hi, Clarke Cable. Day 4 in the wilderness. I'm starting to get really hungry now. I did bring a hamper of Finder's crispy pancakes, but they've defrosted and they taste disgusting. So I burnt the hamper, which on second thoughts might not have been the best of ideas, because I'm sure I saw the arse of a bear while I was doing some stretches this morning. Day 8. I was lapping up water from the stream this morning, and I looked up, and there he was, the bear. We met eyes. Two worlds colliding. The ferocious beast of investigative reporting and the bear. I nodded at him, and he nodded back. And we agreed in that moment to share this territory for now. Day 12, this bear's really starting to get on my tits. Yeah, it's just a total lack of respect, really. I mean, they say they're supposed to do it in the woods. Not in the stream, where I'm washing my unmentionables. Day 17, the bear's dead. It all came to a head on the road bridge. I was walking across it, and I said to him, "Carl, don't follow me, Carl." But he wouldn't listen, and I looked back at him, and he just had that look in his eyes that Carl sometimes gets. And he swiped for me, and I ducked, and I pounded him on the nose. And then he swiped again, and he just ripped through the whole bloody road bridge, and we went plummeting down into the ravine. But I grabbed hold of some shrubbery, so did he. And I looked at him, and I said, "Carl, what have you done, Carl?" And he looked back at me, worried. And I thought, in the wilderness, it doesn't matter who's wrong or who's right. What matters is I've got to kill this bear. So I just kicked him, and he fell into the ravine and splattered on the ground like a Finder's crispy pancake. Let's get Britain cooking! Come on! There's a lot of crazy people in this town. There's a lot of crazy people in this town. He knows what I'm talking about, don't you, sir? Michael Bublé's been in the tank at SeaWorld again. Who's even seen a red squirrel? Yeah. Silent movies. Now, that's a bubble that's definitely burst. Kick! Hospitals. Let's get on to hospitals. I don't think they need windows. Who really wants to know if there's a doctor in the house? No? Me neither. Take it away, Blade. Wow. Blade, that is the best thing you've ever written. And I'm not just saying that, that's brilliant.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you are... Blade, you're a new guy. You're just walking around oozing confidence these days.
Yeah.
Really, it's palpable in the room.
Yeah.
What's your secret, man?
It was just I woke up on the January the 1st, and I just thought
New Year's.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, time for change. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just thought that I'll do it this time.
You'll just do it.
Yeah. That's instead of...
That's what I admire about you,
Yeah.
Blade. It's your can-do attitude. I think I need to get some of that can-do attitude in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I sometimes get up and I don't even have breakfast. Because I think, what's the point?
That's really a very important meal as well.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
That's what people keep telling me. But then the voices in, they'll just say, like, what's the point? I don't know who to listen to, Blade. Maybe I should be listening to you. What should I be doing?
Oh, you just need to write yourself a lot of checklists and things like that.
A list. It's so simple.
Yeah, and you can just, every time you walk out your room, you look and you
Tap
tick.
the door.
Yep.
Yeah. Lights off, lights on. Tap the door.
You don't need to do the...
Put the shoes straight. Yeah. And then tapes in the right place. All these things help confidence.
That's
Getting organized helps confidence.
It'd be a really long list, though.
No, but lights on and off 3 times. Tap the door. Tapes organized. Shoes in the right place. Orange juice, half full on the bed table. Get organized. Make the list. That's what you're saying, isn't it, Blade?
Yeah, that's it.
Good. What a year it's going to be. Let's move on. Denzel.
Clarke, how you doing?
Good, man.
Good.
Wow,
good.
you look like a new guy.
Thanks. Rent. We need to talk about it.
Rent?
Yeah. Because you've you've been in the space now for about, what, 3 months?
3 months, yeah. 3 months. Yeah, that's about right, yeah.
Yeah, and we obviously we talked about the standing order and,
Standing order?
Yeah, with the bank and everything.
Bank?
Yeah, to pay the
Tell me
rent
about
monthly.
it. The banks are crazy.
Yeah, I know, it's really annoying. But nothing's sort of come through, so obviously there's been some sort of...
weird.
Yeah, it is a bit.
What? Oh, let me just take this. I'll be in just a second, right? The film we are reviewing tonight is a fantastical retelling of Native American and Pilgrim holiday, Turkey Day. You might be asking, Clarke, why should I watch a serious film made by a silly superhero movie director? To which I might reply, the only thing silly about Birdman was Michael Keaton's pants and the silly jazz-banging corridor boy. Alejandro González Iñárritu cut his teeth directing Benicio del Toro's Wig in 21 grams, a crazy comedy caper about the metric system. This time, he's wrangling 2 of the hottest bucks in Hollywood town. Australian people trafficker Thomas Hardy and Martin Scorsese's big bad bodyguard, an all-round nice bloke, Leonardo da Actor.
I ain't afraid to die anymore. I've done it already.
Tonight, we're reviewing The Revenant. And we're joined by music journalist Oobah, a little bit like Cher. Welcome.
Hello.
And John Butler, who is a caretaker at a cricket ground. What a man. John, hi.
Thanks, hi.
Okay, let's kick things off. So, I'll ask Oobah first. Just your first reactions coming out of the cinema.
I sort of felt like I wanted to read more about it or watch it again.
I can tell you're a tricky journalist, pal. Give me an actual opinion.
Right, okay, all right. Yeah, I just thought performances were really good. And yeah, I really enjoyed it.
John?
It's a sad, cold film. That's how I found it.
Okay.
It was really good. I really enjoyed it, but it made me very sad.
I thought it was an excellent film. Any qualms I've got with it, really, I would say on the edge of nitpicking. So, on a whole, I think we've got excellent. I wanted to read more, and
Really
it's
good.
a very cold film.
Cold, sad.
Yeah, Denzel, you still want those tickets to Cheltenham races that I've got you for free?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, thanks, but the rent, what I was thinking is, you've been here for 3 months now.
3 months.
So about a month and a half?
Pay you in a month and a half?
No.
I could probably do it.
No. If you can give me like a month and a half.
Give you?
Today.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Not.
Come on. I mean, you know, you've been here a while now, you know, and the thing with the lawnmower, you like, you know, you left it outside, you moved it. I did ask you.
Yeah, but me and Blade, we needed space for the scale electrics. From now on, until the time code, we're spoiling things.
Basically, they're hunting a stag,
yeah.
a big stag in a flooded forest, which looks incredible.
Okay, but okay. So this might be this. If we're going into qualms straight away,
Right.
I would say, did it look incredible? John, tell me about the animals.
Similar to how they are in No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
So there's not for 1 second where you think, is that real? But I like the style of it, but I don't want to jump forward. Yeah.
No, I thought because you see it straight away, and it sets up the
well animated
tone.
and stuff, and suits the tone of the film, but doesn't sit.
So we start off with quite a big. I would say it's probably one of the biggest sort of action sequences, if you want to call it that. And you take up different stories within the take as well.
that
So
was
very
nice.
much like Birdman in a way. But
There are people dropping dead everywhere, and
Yeah.
you just see like an arrow hit someone, and then
Yeah, or maybe like quite similar to Saving Private Ryan, the opening sequence to that, where you are getting sort of different stories within this one action sequence.
Yeah, and it's like, I think it was refreshing as well, because the Indians are fucking terrifying, and like usually.
Well, let's get into that. This isn't Dances with Wolves, and I mean, of course, it is a remake of Dances with Wolves.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But we have probably the most balanced view of both sides in a way that we've seen in modern cinema. So it's not the old style Native Americans are evil people banging on people's heads. And it isn't the sort of romantic version that the 90s kind of had.
I don't know if all grooms have the same experience, but as Kicking Bird began to speak about what was expected of a Sioux husband.
I'd never get why, whenever there's Native Americans though featured in things, why the dialogue is always so like.
Well,
why is it so stagey between each other?
Well, it was a tough thing to. We can't know.
Yeah.
We don't know if it is a simpler dialogue.
Blade.
Yeah.
The opening sequence is probably one of the most impressive parts of the film, I thought. It really did set up the style. I thought it looked incredible as well.
Yeah.
And just innovative. The whole thing was, it didn't feel like, although we've referenced other films, it didn't feel like anything else. And it had like an emotional pull to it as well. Like you felt, and it's something that happens with long takes. And this isn't Bellatar. Things are happening constantly. You're moving to different moments of action, and you're completely involved with it, and it's great.
Yeah, and also I think that what's good about it is because you've got like character moments in there as well. Like I think you learn quite a lot about like Fitzgerald, Tom Hardy's character, and like Leonardo DiCaprio and Donald Gleason. All of their characters.
Well, everything's established, isn't it?
Yeah, you get quite a lot.
And then the dynamic between
and Will Poulter's character, whatever that is.
Leonardo DiCaprio and his son.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all there.
And the idea that they need the pelts because that's why they've been there for whatever it is,
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah.
It sets
true,
up
yeah.
a very, it's
the whole
a
film is
very simple
established in that,
story,
yeah.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
The whole
really
thing, and it sets that up. You've got questionable motives by these this group of whatever they are, prospectors, pelt men, hunters,
Peltmen.
and then they're all killed by most of them by Native Americans,
Yep.
and then Donald Gleason, who's a company man.
Very good in this.
Yep.
Yeah, I read that. Like afterwards, I read that they've shot it all in like in chronological order, and that made sense to me because I think every performance gets better as it goes through.
Yeah, yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought that. What?
No, carry on. What were you saying?
Everyone needs something, so
Yeah.
you find out they need to get the pelts back to their fort to make their money.
Yeah.
The Native American guy is looking for his daughter, and
Yeah.
that's why he needs the pelts to trade with the French or
Yeah, with the French.
Well, yeah. He
this
just wants
kind
his
of thing.
daughter.
But
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
everything, and then DiCaprio.
But it's kind of like a road movie in a way. And then we set up this dynamic, which becomes the main dynamic of the film, which is between Leonardo DiCaprio's character and Tom Hardy's character. Let's talk about performances then.
DiCaprio delivered an amazing performance, mainly on his front.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone crawl so much in a film.
Well, he did a lot of crawling in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, true. And in the beach, probably. I haven't watched that in a few years.
Yeah,
but
he did a
probably
lot of crawling
crawled
on
in
the
the beach. a lot.
Yeah.
And
And that
Is
film
that why
where
they
he
cast
was
him?
mentally
Diaries.
disabled, Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only crawling he did in that was to the critics after. Blade. Blade, come on, get in.
What's going on then?
No toilet roll in here. Whose job is it to put a toilet roll in here?
I don't know, I think it's Denzel, but
Yeah, what? What's wrong with that guy? He hates Scalextric, you know, Blade.
Go on, DiCaprio. Tell me about him.
DiCaprio. Yeah, I thought that he was like, it was a weird performance from him as well, because I don't think I've seen him do anything like that in a long time. Like, it feels like he almost like dominates a lot of things that he's in, but without needing to. Like, not because of his performances, but because it seems like everyone shapes around him, if you know what I mean, usually in films. Whereas I think this film in particular created a really interesting space for him.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, it's like it felt to me like a 70s film where it was like there was like a bunch of characters, you know what I mean, in a way. Like they were all pretty well-rounded, but like, and it was,
Yeah.
I think because, as you say...
The only guy I think maybe, the only thin character in it that I probably think wasn't really needed, but I think he was maybe needed as someone that was at the same kind of level as Tom Hardy, was the like Cockney guy.
Yeah,
okay.
Paul
Yeah.
Anderson.
Yeah, okay. I don't know who that
He's
guy is.
in Peaky Blinders, isn't he?
I thought it was Ray Winston with like a CGI facelift. But
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shame that he was...
It was
Beowulf.
Ray Winston's Beowulf, wasn't it?
That's the
Yeah,
one.
that's who played him, yeah.
I didn't think he was bad. I just thought, he didn't really...
I just...
That,
then-
and
what's
that
his name?
little boy from Harry Potter.
Is that where he was from? I thought he
Little
kind of looked like
boy
the
with
guy...
the big cheeks.
Oh, the big cheek rosy boy.
No, he's not in Harry Potter, I don't
What's
think.
I swear he is.
Like Lion and the Witch in the Wardrobe. Wasn't
Oh yeah, same sort of character. Sorry.
What? Who are we talking
wasn't
about?
in
Are we talking about the guy who was with Fitzgerald?
the guy.
And then and
Yeah.
Fitzgerald convinces
It was
him to
Lion the
go.
Witch in the Wardrobe.
yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't Harry
I
Potter.
thought he was the guy from Breaking Bad.
Brilliant.
Look, can't we just discuss this?
He was good.
Yeah, I thought he was really good.
He was very good, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was like, that's an exciting...
Completely believable.
Yeah.
And his,
Yeah, no, I thought
the
so.
turmoil of his decision to leave
Yeah.
DiCaprio on his
He's
wooden...
played in his arc really well.
Yeah.
Like, and I thought that was like pretty exciting performance actually, because I wonder what he's going to do next.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
And he looks weird.
Yeah, he looks
so,
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like that guy from.
Steve. Yeah, come on, let's go. Blade, Blade, you can't come to Cheltenham anymore. I'm sorry.
What do you mean? Why?
You just can't, Blaine. I'm sorry. Some things like this happen.
Am I still going to Cheltenham, Clarke?
You were never coming to Cheltenham, Steve.
Okay, the bear attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, that's
an absolute bloody corker.
It's great.
Yeah.
How that's shot and how the sound design as well. You're
Were
basically
you thinking of Werner Herzog's Grizzly Man?
What?
Yeah, it was.
For the
Yeah.
Me too. I was just thinking, oh my God. Imagine what it was like when that guy and his girlfriend got eaten by a bear. And I'll tell you what, I also thought there was once a woman who was attacked by a bear, and then she thought she was going to get away with it because the bear left, but then the bear came back with the kids, and the kids ate the woman.
How? What? Who
The
told
reason
this?
they know it,
The
the reason they know it is because she was on the phone at the time.
Yeah. Let's cut that out. That's okay. It is a cold, sad film with sad associations. Okay, it's horrible. The bear attack is absolutely horrible, and the bear does keep doing that, where it will disappear for a while, and you'll think the attack's over. So DiCaprio
he's
gets a
really
shot
good.
away, but the bear comes and absolutely nails him, and then is basically trying to rip him to pieces.
And it's all, again, done in one take. All long
Was
takes,
that Andy
at least.
Serkis? Or?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Andy Serkis.
It keeps smelling him and licking him and then just scratching at his fur coat.
Apparently they based it on like actual like footage taken from a bear attack from the zoo.
God, imagine the guy who had that job.
DiCaprio is pretty much kaput, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, for a long section.
He is
of the
lay
film.
on a plank, and they're constantly weighing up whether they should just leave him behind because he's so near to death.
And it's played really well by everyone, I think, in that the decisions. Even Domhnall Gleeson, who's the head of the company. He's the big bucks in the brigade.
The rich boy.
Yeah, and it's up to him to make the decision. Then DiCaprio's left with the kids.
Fitzgerald and the kids.
Fitzgerald.
Well, that's,
Fucking
so there's already tension established between
and you knew it, didn't you? And I'm
DiCaprio.
sure it's set up like that as well, that you knew that Fitzgerald wasn't going to be true to his word.
No, and that scene...
The scene where Fitzgerald stabs
that whole thing
DiCaprio's
is so
son.
good.
Yeah, so well done.
Yeah.
And then you've
the
got...
blinking thing where he's just stood over him.
Yeah,
watching him.
that was great.
Rare,
that was one of the...
really
that,
great.
was almost like, the scene in No Country for Old Men with the coin. It reminded me of that, just the tension of that, like where it's such a simple act, but you get so much from it, so well acted by both, well covered.
No, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That little bit.
But
Very
that's
cold,
it's really
sad.
That's another pivotal moment of the film. I got cold because it made me feel cold.
Yeah, it made me feel like I was on that plank with DiCaprio.
What were you saying? Sorry.
Then Tom Hardy betrays the bastard. The bastard betrays the bastard. And then he tries to bury him alive. What a bloody git.
Yeah, he's good.
This whole thing and this whole thing is really good.
Yeah, this whole sequence is great.
Yeah,
Again, it's like an unfolding. It's almost like the opening sequence, but sort of spread out. Like you have these different events that are unfolding, but even beat by beat, it's brilliant.
Really
the
good.
time of it all, and you can sort of see everything coming because it's so human in a way. All the faults are, but you know it's going to come, but every time you're in there with them. Like really did take you along on that little desperate story. So they go off.
Those two split off. So the little red-faced boy and Tom Hardy.
Yeah, and they leave DiCaprio for dead in a grave.
And as far as the little red-faced boy is concerned,
that beautiful little red-faced boy,
lovely red-faced boy, the Native American kid is
played by
dead.
the child from Oliver, I think.
I think it was.
Oh no, it was one of the boys from Mary Poppins.
Of course it was.
Yeah. Okay, no, carry on, sorry. Yeah, and then you've got this extended sequence of him sort of regaining his DiCaprio, getting his strength back, and you see it's like it's on him for ages. He has to carry the film. It's almost like Castaway with Tom Hanks, but less funny.
What did you think of that, in fact? The way they were covering all the crawling and all the fighting and things like that. They always had this camera that was about this far away, and they'd let it get dirty, wouldn't they, the lens, and get steamed up and stuff.
Yeah.
Never really seen it, but...
No. I mean, you see it in crap computer games when they're trying to...
It's a bit like in the Hobbit where they cut in the GoPro.
Oh, that's good.
That's really cool.
That's really good.
So, like, with the... this is where you see, I reckon, the first load of flashback to Leonardo.
Okay.
So
this was my qualm with the film.
Yeah.
My big qualm.
The gladiator stuff.
Like when it's done well, that kind of thing, and it fits into the narrative, and it feels like when a film needs it. Say, let's say, like a Terrence Malick.
I wrote Terry a letter.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I gave him a shit.
Yeah.
Did you rate
I'll
that?
never work with him again.
The original Solaris. You have like striking images, like that are worth seeing. You know, it's not just like, say, Gladiator is the example of how not to do it. So it's just like, oh, my wife. And you just have a picture of someone's relative looking sad at the camera.
Yeah.
Like, there's no need to see that.
But how are you supposed to know he's sad if you don't see that?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so I guess the imagery wasn't that striking even.
Yeah, I didn't think it needed it. I did every time it came in. I thought we know, like you get this anyway. His kid's just been stabbed. We don't need to see his kid again. Not in this way anyway. I just thought,
I didn't mind because it was tied in with the theme that they kept cutting back to. He was looking up at the trees, wasn't he? It kept going back to that.
Yeah.
However, the wind was relating to the trees. Some metaphor that was mainly over my head, but it looked nice.
Did it need it? I thought no.
So the stuff.
And if it did,
with
and
his
if
wife
they were going to have it, I thought it needed to be just stronger, striking imagery.
Okay, so DiCaprio gets his strength back. He eventually starts walking again.
Yep, Rocky-ish montage.
Yeah, he's picking up
DiCaprio.
carcasses.
Yeah,
and
punching bears.
Really, again.
Yeah, they kind of weakened the earlier bear fight because he could just punch them afterwards.
Yeah, once he got his sonic boom upgrade.
Yeah, the stuff I thought was just good. Again, things like him doing his own wounds and stuff, burning his neck wound. Was good.
That was great.
I like that.
No, all those little like survival things. It were just really interesting. It was like watching Bear Grylls.
Yeah, it was like a good episode of Bear Grylls.
Feels like a bit of a price to pay for a bit of honey.
After the sequence of him sort of regaining his strength to the point where he can walk, which is quite a long section of the film, but it's a really good section of the film, you get the next kind of action sequence, if you will, which is him stopping those bloody French dirty bastards from raping that poor Kevin Costner's wife up against that tree.
That was cold and sad, wasn't it?
But what do you want?
The rape.
Just tasteful. I don't know.
Tasteful rape.
Is that what we're No, and then basically DiCaprio catches.
No, but I'm just saying, it's like, what do you want? It's horrific.
Yeah.
It's going to be horrific. Like, and it happened. We know it happened.
I was sad when the deer died.
And this
film just kept going.
That's the reveal of the fact that the French guys who sold him the horses had his daughter.
Yeah,
right?
they had his daughter. Yeah, it's a big betrayal. But anyway, that action sequence. So it starts with the French. He's with the French. He's trying to get a horse, and then they have him getting on the horse, and there's a chase. The Indians come. I think this is how it goes.
He gets the horse and gets out of there and goes.
And then there's that. Frees the woman as well.
Yeah, frees the woman, and then there's the chase with the Indian. I keep saying Indians.
She cuts off the guy's balls. We should get that in there.
Does she?
Yeah, she cuts his balls out. You see it as it comes across. He's cuts off his balls.
It's like a Silence of the Lambs pan across.
It's like a Basic Instinct, but without.
Don't do that.
It's a glimpse, John.
Okay. So you get a flash of bollocks, and then
no, it's the absence of.
Okay.
It's very abstract.
And then he gets
that's good imagery.
Yeah.
That could be in Solaris. I'm just trying to get to this action sequence again, but which ends with him, which was bloody great. falling off a cliff with a horse into a tree.
He really slugs into that tree.
Yeah. We get to the point where we're back in the camp. They've got to the fort, the party, and Leonardo DiCaprio, eventually, they go and find him. He's back.
Party,
Tom Hardy's done a bloody runner, because of course he would.
Taking the $300.
And more, John. Not just the $300. He takes everything out the safe.
No, that's what was in the safe. And he'd overspent on his tools as well, remember that?
Yeah, he got his £300. And then there's the big sort of showdown, which you're all looking for, was Tom Hardy, Leo.
Yeah.
Two of the hunkiest bastards in Hollywood, scrapping it out by the side of a river. It was a great scene.
It was quite similar to that. It reminded me of the Saving Private Ryan fight. The section with the knife.
Yeah.
Where it's just trying to turn it back on each other. It's just... Because it's sometimes overlooked in a film how a knife can really hurt you. It was a slugfest, wasn't it?
Yeah, really
as good as the Rock and Triple H Iron Man match?
Yeah, it's pretty similar, actually. They were lying down a lot in between, trades.
He doesn't know where he is. Look at that picture, JR. I hope you're taking notes.
And it was brutal, the whole thing.
Yeah, horrendous.
Stab here, stab there.
Yeah, it was like, when you watch those moments in films, it's coming, and then you think, how is this going to pan out, or how is it going to be different?
Yeah.
The bit that was different, or that kind of stayed in my memory, was the fact that they were both so exhausted and they'd screwed each other up so much that the chase sequence turned into two men walking.
Yeah, they're walking so slowly.
Yeah. And his Tom Hardy's performance of that was brilliant. And he just kept looking back every once in a while, and it was dazed.
He's been shot. He shoots him.
Yeah.
And he's got. I thought it was great. I'll say before we skip over it, but the fact when he's got a knife and fucking DiCaprio's got an axe.
Yeah.
Well, that was great, like a little tomahawk-looking thing. Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah, and he chops off his fingers.
That's horrendous.
Yeah. I mean, it's brutal,
Yeah,
but really
yeah.
well done. And again,
Yeah,
they keep to the sort of long, sort of flowing feel to it, even if it is not one whole take. That you're on it for an extended amount of time. There's not the quick cuts. It's not a Batman film.
Joker's good.
You see exactly what's going on, and it makes it even more brutal in a way,
Sure.
or more exciting. I would say more engaging. And then eventually, there is
his epiphany as a
Which
man seeking revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's got the opportunity to kill. He's on top of Hardy by the side of this river. He can kill him.
And he goes something like, "It's not going to bring your son back, killing me," or something. Yeah. And
then he
said, "There's something about
revenge
you can't
is
have."
in the what is it? It's
revenge is in the mind.
in the heart of the body creator or something like that.
Yeah. And then he just lets him off down the stream, and
conveniently
there's some Native Americans who
give him
cut his balls off.
Finally finish off that scalping.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And then the fourth wall gets destroyed.
Why? Does he say, "Thank you for
He
watching"?
says, "Thank you for watching."
Thank you for your consideration. This is a DVD screener that you've downloaded off the internet.
Before you hit that one, he sat down, but he's probably
Hold on.
dead.
The breaking the fourth wall. We need to get back to this.
That's the last shot of the film he's talking about.
Oh, when he looks into camera.
Yeah, when he looks into camera
okay.
and says,
So
"Look, boys, it's all up. I'm Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm not actually
and I am
a cowboy."
due an Oscar.
Yeah, that was it.
But so you think
But that happens in a lot of films.
Why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
And everyone goes, and then you go, "We better give this guy an Oscar quick."
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm like, so how am I gonna fight this bear?
I'd completely gone along for the ride. So I was absolutely captivated by that last thing. Like, I was in that fight. I was with DiCaprio. I understood Hardy. Like, it was a really good film. You couldn't really fault any of that. And I would say the only thing that I just thought took me out of the film at any point was the flashbacks.
Yeah,
I think it was well paced, and it was simple but really, really effective as a story as well.
Really enjoyable. Like, the style is consistent as well. Really, the action sequences are great.
Cold.
And having that kind of
cold
and dark. Like the scale of it and nature, as you say, being this huge thing. I had that slightly like
the majestic.
You're about to say something, aren't you?
No. I was going to say the majestic bollocks of a Frenchman.
Just like
the complete, or the absence of them.
Okay, so
it's the mise en scène. It's bollocks of a Frenchman.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
not a
the
pipe.
absence of bollocks on screen is quite powerful.
Evening, Mr. Cable. How are you?
Good, Larry. What do you think of the setup?
It's a bit fucking weird for my liking, but I've seen worse. So you want to see me about doing some security work for you?
Oh, security. Yeah. You work at that posh bar, don't you?
Yeah, I work at the
Yeah, we
piano
met
bar,
the
yeah,
other
head of
night.
security, yeah.
Yeah, security. We met the other night, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Yeah. What a night we had.
Nice evening, yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember that night?
Of course, yeah.
I went in the bar, didn't I?
You came in as a VIP. You said you were on TV, so we let you in. We like to have a local.
Oh, you've got it. Yeah, that's a good memory
business.
you've got there. There doesn't seem to be a little blank spot though. Just before you let me in, it's coming to me. Yes, I think. No, that was it. You brushed my genitalia.
Now, I can only assume that you're on about passing down, which is a standard procedure in the piano bar.
Yes.
Because we.
Yes,
help safety
you
reasons, yeah.
brushed my genitalia. You touched my bottom. Then I got myself a drink, set myself up at the bar, and watched you touch all the boys that came in.
That is completely unreasonable and totally implying that we are unprofessional at the piano bar. We do not.
I just don't understand what's so
We make
dangerous
sure
about
that the
the
men
bottom.
search the men, the women search the women for security. There is nothing dangerous about an arse, obviously. It's what you can conceal in your pockets, in your back pockets, in your
What
underwear.
about a little ball?
You have fabricated this. I never touched your genitalia.
You brushed my genitalia. I didn't
I
say
doubt that's
you
true.
did. You
Pockets
brushed
are
it
right
with your
next
knuckle.
to there. Where else? How else would you conceal a weapon? We do it to every single person to
Here's
keep the
what I
community
think.
a safer
I just
place.
think
and it
you're a
does
dirty
work.
pervert.
How
who
dare
likes
you? You don't
touching.
fucking speak to me like
You're a
that.
pervert, and you've got dirty little fingers that brush around bottoms.
I sleep well at night, and you better watch your fucking mouth.
You, my friend, are
Have you
being
never
stung
been-
by cameras.
This is fucked up. You're a fucking prick.
You've
and you deserve to
got
be
a
knocked out
vulgar
of the-
mouth. Vulgar. Wow, that was really good. Let's get on with the verdict of the film. And let's start with Oobah. And I'll give you the scores. It's the first time he's been on. Let's give him a clap. Number 1, Oobah, is Out for a Duck. Number 2, Leg By. Number 3, Reverse Sweep. Number 4, Boundary. And number 6 is in fact 5, and it's a 6.
Let's go into the covers for a 4.
Okay, Boundary. Anything to add?
Yeah, I just thought it's not a 5 out of 5 film. I just think that
All right.
yeah, it's artistically not like it's not gonna. It's
Doesn't completely get where it wants to go. Is that what you're saying?
yeah.
Unlike DiCaprio. John.
I'd say a boundary as well, but I would say it's somewhere over the boundary kind of thing. It's on its way to a 5, but then it's not a perfect film or anything, but it was great.
Yeah.
Cold, miserable, sad, but really good.
Yeah, I'd give it the same. I give it a boundary, and then basically for the same reasons. I think it's a really, really good film. I really enjoyed it, but there's just something not quite there. Something that pushes films that is almost, you can't put your finger on it, but it just pushes films over the edge and makes it into something that you would say is a 6. So, Clarke Cable Film Review Report gives The Revenant a boundary, but a strong one. And now, the next part of the show is an absolute coup for the Clarke Cable Film Review Report. We've managed to pull a lot of strings and get, for the viewing audience, an absolute legend and survivor of rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gene Simmons.